Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Today's sabad is from Rag Tilang, but the author is Mahalla Pehla, the first Nanak. The transition in Rag Tilang has been made to Kar Duja from Kar Pehla. It is a 10-stanza sabad, 2 lines per sabad, fairly long comparatively. The recitation begins with an invocation, Ik Oankar Sadgur Prasad. This is the invocation with which the Granth starts, and starts every section as well. The first verse reads, Jin kiya tin dekhia, kya kahiye re pai, आपे जाने करे आप जिन वाड़ी है लाई. Jin kiya, the one who created, also watches over it. What can one say, O sibling? Kya kahe re pai? The one who planted this garden knows it by itself. Jin wadi hai lai, ape jane. Kare aap. The message being that the creator, if you want to call it that, the creative principle is very much woven into the texture of creation. It brings the world into existence and remains immanent within its unfolding, knowing and tending the garden from within. And human judgment, for that reason, cannot encompass the mystery of what happens or why. It is the divine's own planting, and its appearing, ripening, withering, and renewal all occur within the one's knowing activity. And the Rahau now. Raisa pyare ka raisa, jit sada sukh hoi. Sing the love song, Raisa from Rasa. Sing to consume the sap, the immortal sap. Raisa, pyare ka raisa, the love song of the beloved. It is only through that lasting peace, Jit sada sukha hoy. So the invitation is to attune one's consciousness. The whole movement of life should become the song of that one. So Raisa carries a bit of a celebratory refrain, and the message is that for us humans, attuning to that consciousness is the only thing available to us. We cannot fathom it otherwise. Jin rang kant na ravya, sa pachore tani, haath pachode sir tune, jab rain vihani. Jini rang kant na ravya. So here, rang carries a richer connotation than love. It actually refers to the dye of devotion, the dye. To be absorbed in the beloved is to be colored, to be transformed and made unrecognizable from what you were. So she who did not let herself be dyed in the beloved's hue, the she meaning the bride mind, she carries the implicit tragedy that the dye was there, the vat was open, and she remained uncolored. Jinni rang kantana ravya, sa pachore tani. Tani carries a weaving undertone. It refers to the warp thread that is stretched out on the loom. So the thread of life was stretched out, but unused for what it was. Sa pachore tani. You're left holding that thread. And then what are you going to do? Jab rain vihani. rain, literally night. So it evokes the wedding night itself. She's missed consummation. She, symbolism for the human, for the bride mind. The opportunity has been missed. And the Guru goes on to say, Pachotawa na mila, jab chukegi sari. Regret will achieve nothing, essentially. That is what is being said here. Regretting is not going to do anything. That hand-wringing, head-shaking in verse 2 here becomes, even that's not enough. Grief does not meet the beloved, it only meets itself. However, the move is not towards remorse as the resolution, but remorse as false resolution. The actual answer, structurally, is in the rahau, raisi, to sing praise. And then, ta phir, pyara raviye jab avegi wari. This is very interesting. Ta phir, then again. It doesn't say that the door is closed. It says the beloved may be savored again when the turn comes, which implies the beloved's availability is not exhausted by one missed night. The next Vari, whenever it arrives, will offer the same invitation. But this shouldn't be taken as some cheap consolation, actually. It is a warning, making sure that the reader understands that actually there is no other chance. There is no permission to delay. So what do? Kantaliyan suhagani maite vadvi ehe se gun majhe na avani kaiji dos tare. The bride looks to the suhagani, the mirror. The abandoned bride who misses the opportunity looks at the suhagan's flourishing and reads in it what is possible. Maite vadvi ehe. And what is read? Se gun mujhe nayavani kaji dos tare. Se gun. I look at the suhagan, but I don't have those qualities. So the point being made is that you have to develop those qualities. Jini sikhi sauravaya tin pacho gai jaye, paye lago benati karo leogi panth bataye. Now here, the Suhagani is seen as a companion, Sakhi, intimate soul friends. They are being asked, I will go and ask those companions who have enjoyed the spouse. I will fall at their feet, make my supplication, ask them to show me where the path is. Going, where are you going to go? To those who are on that path to be walked. So inattention, which is the error, the original failure, is now being turned somewhere to the Suhagan. And this is what the Suhagan has done. Hukam pachane nanaka tau chandan lave, gun kamin kare tau pyare ko pave. Recognizing hukam, applying the sandalwood of awe and reverential love, and practicing the charm of virtues, gun kamani kare. Then the beloved is attained. So hukam, not in a legalistic sense, but the deep current of will that pervades all existence. to recognize that. And then sandalwood is awe. It's cooling, it's fragrant. And gunkamana, enchanting the spouse with love charm. That is the enchantment of drawing the spouse. So this is what the Sakhis show. The crisis was that the bride mind lacked the gun through which union was possible. That is now becoming possible. Pao is the anointment, the prayer. जो दिल मिलिया सो मिल रहा, मिलिया कहिए रे सोई, जे बहु तेरा लोचिए बाती, मेल ना हुई. The one who has met the beloved, jo dil milya, remains united, so mil raha. That one alone is said to have met, milya kahiye soe. However intensely one may long, je bahutera lochiye. Union does not occur through words, bati mel na hoye. So, longing is the engine of the sabad, but the register of bhati, talk, will not realize union. The energy of longing must go somewhere other than the mouth. And then, tat mile fun tat ko, live live ko tave, gur prasadi janiye tau anubhav pave. Tat mile fun tat ko. The same substance meets with another substance of its kind. Consciousness meets with consciousness. Tat mile fun tat ko, live live ko tave. That is the attraction. Guru Prasadi Janiye. You have to learn this art from the Guru. How to draw universal consciousness or how to be drawn to universal consciousness. Tau anubhav pave. Then you attain realization. Panna vadi hoye kar khar sar na jane, rasiya hove musk ka tab phool pachane. Panna vadi, the beetle leaf garden, meaning nice precious things, may be within the donkey's own home, yet it does not recognize its worth. Sar na jane. Only when one becomes a true cynosure of fragrance, rasiya hove muskaka, does one recognize the flower. So you have to be a cynosure. This is an aesthetic delight. Apayo pive jo nanaka param param samave, sehje sehje mil rahe amara pad pave. One who drinks the immortal nectar brings wandering delusion to an end, param param samave, and lands in sehje sehje mil rahe amara pad pave. You remain united in natural equipoise. Sehj sehj, it is the condition of being at ease with one's deepest nature. It is spontaneous, it's uncontrived, it is the natural state of a consciousness that is no longer at war with itself. So, the Sabad tells us sustained effort is required. There has to be self-examination. There has to be seeking. There has to be falling at the feet. There has to be cultivating Gyan. Yet, it arrives on its own, sehje sehje, spontaneously. You can't force its arrival. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.